What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to Andrei Smaev's full arm that he just posted 23 hours ago. A video of him training his full arm, explaining how he built 26-inch arms. Absolutely crazy. I do think it's the biggest arms we have on earth at this point. Like, I do not think anybody has bigger arms than him. Definitely lean ones. So we better get into it because it's a decently long video.
Guys, I prefer the bucked up line because their formulas are natural and don't contain added dyes or preservatives. For example, today I decided to try the L-citrulline from this lineup for a pump. It's different in that it isn't sour and doesn't irritate the
L-citrulline is fantastic, especially you guys if you use it. Most pre-workouts do have L-citrulline, but most pre-workouts are very underdosed when it comes to any pump product in general. So if you can get your hands on pure L-citrulline powder, that is fantastic. Like a 6,000 milligram dose is absolutely fantastic if you want a good pump.
stomach, and the dosages are really good, even for big guys like me. And of course, I use it together with full bore, of which I even scoop a few servings. It contains L-citrulline.
I mean, so he's already taken L-citrulline by itself, then he's adding a pump product as well with 3,000. So you can see if you're taking one scoop of each, he's up at 6,000 milligrams of L-citrulline, which is a fantastic dose for good pumps. So, I mean, this I see absolutely perfect, especially if you want a good arm training.
Extract, mushroom
Like, who doesn't like a
extract,
good arm pump?
betaine, and much more. Altogether, this gives me an explosive muscle pump, which we'll be showing you today. So be sure to check out the Bucked Up website. You can get a discount using my promo code SMIVE1. That way you'll be supporting my channel and my progress. Hey guys, what's up? Today we came to the gym specifically to really work on arm volume and to show how I usually do it.
So today he's actually heading to the gym and not doing it at home. This is like a one in a month thing, seems like.
Today there will be a lot of heavy working sets and reps. I always focus on specializing in biceps. Why biceps? It's simple. I've been a long-time follower of Kaylee Muscle, who loves training biceps, and I'm pretty much the same.
One thing I realized about Smaev, he like, I think he just down thinks of himself. He doesn't realize what monster he actually is. It's like I remember seeing a quick interview. The guy's like, somebody's like, where do you want to compete? He's like, classic. How on earth would this guy fit in classic? Like, this guy is probably, if he does good, he will definitely beat Derek, Samson, all of them. Like, he's so much better than all of these. And comparing himself to a guy like Kali Muscle, like, he's so much bigger and looks so much better than these guys. It makes no sense for him to compare.
We also brought an old measuring tape to measure our arms during the pump. Let's get started. I almost always start my biceps workout, whether I'm training at home or in the gym, with hammer movements. I do this to engage not only my biceps, but also the muscles of my forearms.
That's one. Gyms in Russia really seem to be like pure iron, like nothing fancy at all. I don't think you will find a prime row there. Definitely not.
An entire workout just for this part, without doing seated or preacher curls. This gym just happens to have that rare handle to really hit my forearm even more. I decided to hold it by the fingertip like this to extend the leverage, but the biceps will also engage really well. We'll be working in the 20 rep range. The number of sets will depend on how it feels. With each set, we add one plate. We need to work our way up to the full stack. By the time I reached 4 plates, each weighing...
All right, so from what we see, he does a very ascending kind of work. He starts with higher reps, increases the weight set by set. I mean, I don't, for arms, definitely just getting blood flow, I don't see it as a bad thing. Clearly, you can see his arms are freaking massive. There's no need. Arms is not one thing I do see that you need to do like a top set back of kind of thing. I do it myself just for fun, but that's it. Like, I would definitely include this in my training if I was focused on bodybuilding for sure, because you can clearly see he's working on his arms definitely, and his forms as well, just by going crazy.
13 pounds for a total of 53 pounds. And since the cable on the pulley is doubled, the weight is effectively halved, so it comes out to 33 pounds of actual weight per arm. Each set is 20 reps.
All right, first exercise. So we got a kind of concentration curl, but it's more. I would honestly say this is more of a forearm exercise because he's keeping that like that. It's not really a bicep curl. It's like a hammer, but focused on this part of the forearm as well. And that's one thing you can definitely see. He does not like doing full range of motion reps, but looks like it works. So
Now I'll explain the fundamental difference from a dumbbell if you hold it this way, or from a strap if you hold it like this.
I'm still
Actually, I got
shocked at
this
the size of
exercise
this
from
guy's
arm
hand.
wrestlers, but I adapted it for myself. You have to wrap the rope around your finger. This makes it much harder to lift because it also engages the abductor muscles. And yes, this exercise is not for strength, but for muscle pump, which is why we do so many reps.
Like that handle is probably the size of a normal size Red Bull, and you just can't even see it in his hand. It's probably really thick as well. But just look at those fingers. Like, what is that? He definitely spends like 5 hours a day in the gym.
And yes, guys, you're probably going to ask about the short range of motion. I've already been through a lot and tried many training methods. And now I've come to the point where I can't lift a heavy enough weight to shock my muscles when doing a full range of motion. To keep growing, I need to keep shocking my muscles every workout. That's why a shortened range of motion, heavier weight, and a high number of reps is exactly the method that has brought progress.
These science-based people will definitely not agree with this guy. But will the results show? I mean, look at it. I was like, absolutely one thing you realize with all these pro bodybuilders, the biggest guys you ever see, they don't do no evidence science-based lifting. Like they just go by what feels good for them. They try to train as hard as possible. Can you argue with them on paper? Yes. The results? No. Like I bet you can't find a guy the size of this guy that actually trains quote unquote science based. You won't find it. Does not happen. You don't get this big doing a low volume like workout. You could say Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates wasn't close to the size of this guy. Dorian was massive, absolutely. He was a freak, but not this. Not this.
At the end of the video, we'll measure the arms during the pump. You need to choose a weight that's heavy enough and then do a high number of reps. So try to focus not only on the working weights, but also on controlling the movement and maintaining the muscle feeling. And yes, I almost forgot, we hardly ever lower the working weights in our sets. Now I'll explain what this does. When we can no longer lift the working weight for the number of reps we need, we start taking slightly longer rests, which means you're also training strength. Because your muscular endurance drops, fatigue builds up from set to set, while the weight you're lifting stays the same. For example, you took 44 pounds for biceps and managed to do 15 reps. You need to hit those same 15 reps again in the final 20th set. But if you can't complete the same 15 reps anymore, do as many as you can, rest for a couple of seconds, and then finish the remaining reps right away.
I mean, so he's talking about adding like a rest pause, I guess. I'm not sure how long rest this guy's take between sets. I wouldn't believe it's too short either, because even talking about the crazy amount of reps, like to be 4 or 5 hours in the gym, like he said sometimes, you do still need to rest quite a lot between sets. So I don't think he's doing like 30-second, 1 minute rest. It's probably being a few minutes.
You've never tried this before, give it a shot and let me know in the comments how it feels.
I mean, definitely most gyms do not have that attachment. Are those like plastic? Still unbelievable just seeing a guy like this that trains like however he wants, basically just this massive, like so strong too. I've got the speaker going, everything. Seems like a very small gym. Crazy pump. But I mean, he definitely looks like he focuses mostly his training on biceps instead of triceps. But I mean, his triceps are absolutely massive. You can't have big arms without big triceps. Forearm is great. Like, once again, I say it again, this guy will be Mr. Olympia one day if he looks. Oh. It would be so fun to see this guy move, like being moved out to a country like the US or something, and just live that life. He's so stuck in his own ways there in Russia. It like would be so cool if he gets help to go out, live in the US, maybe I don't know, train with Larry every day, something. It would be so cool to see because this guy, I definitely believe he can be one of the biggest stars in bodybuilding, fitness, anything. Even with the recognition he has now, I still believe he's massively underrated.
Guys, we've done 7 sets, and now we're going to measure the forearm.
All right, forearm measurement. Let's see this craziness. Just for a minute, I measured my biceps yesterday. They were 55 centimeters. This guy just beat me, beat my arms. And 55 is not small arms at all. His forearm is the size of my arm. Oh, God.
Back in the day, Tom Platz used
Should we all just start doing 1,000 reps at home, just like he does, every single day for forearms?
to tell a story about how he trained his arms, but they just wouldn't grow and didn't respond
If this video gets enough likes, I'll do experiment and do the forearm training for a few months and see the results.
to any kind of training. Later, he began to notice that Arnold Schwarzenegger was training his biceps
Is he
with a
drinking a
35
Coca-Cola?
to 40-pound dumbbell and focuses specifically on the mind-muscle connection. After that, Tom would come to the gym at 5 a.m. because
I'm
he was
still one.
embarrassed and pick up 15-pound dumbbells to learn how to feel his biceps. Guys like Kevin Levrone are true rarities. His muscles responded very quickly to strength training. After competitions, he could easily shed the extra weight and just as quickly regain it during preparation periods. But if we pay attention to the top athletes,
The guy's about to drink a fully sugary Coca-Cola while training. I understand getting your carbs in, but through a Coca-Cola, like, come on, man. There's
Ron
definitely
Coleman,
better ways
Jay
to get it
Cutler,
done.
Lee Priest, Paul Dillett, there are all these video clips
By
on
next
the
week, there'll
internet
be
showing that even those guys
10
while
guys in your gym
preparing for
drinking
the
Coca-Cola.
Olympia and having 23-inch arms, were doing single-arm dumbbell curls on the Scott bench with only 44 to 66 pounds. So I'm basically lifting the same weight here. The only difference is that when you use dumbbells, you can involve your shoulders at the top of the movement. Just like at the bottom of the movement, the load is minimal. But if we use a cable machine, the tension on the biceps stays constant.
Like, that's a
At the
decently
bottom,
big size
at
Coca-Cola.
the
Just
top,
look at that in his hand.
and throughout the middle of the movement. To be honest, I could still lift 110 pounds per arm now, but the pump from that weight is minimal. After 7 sets, we already have 140 reps for the biceps, and this is just the warm-up. Yes, because we're increasing the weight but not reducing the reps, my form gets a little off, but it's acceptable as long as you maintain the muscle feeling. I'd like to do at least 500 reps for the biceps today.
All
To
right,
start
500
with,
reps.
if your strength levels aren't high enough, I would recommend
Please, guys, do not start drinking Coca-Cola in your trainings. Please. Like, just get yourself an intra workout, something. Drink a Powerade. It's just not a Coca-Cola, please.
beginning with bodyweight exercises, pull-ups, dips, and push-ups. Don't rush to grab dumbbells right away. Your own muscular core needs to get stronger first. If you don't yet know how to feel and control your own body, what will barbells and dumbbells do for you? And yes, you don't need to lift 220 pounds for the biceps to build them, which is why I gave you an example of how the best of the best train their arms.
I mean, it's definitely true that you don't need a lot of weight to build big arms, but all these guys that you see with massive arms that do 15 kilo dumbbells, 20 kilo dumbbells, they definitely can do some heavy curls. Like if you look at Smile, he doesn't do anything crazy heavy now, but if you put him to do a barbell curl, he's probably going to do 120 kilos. Like they are definitely strong enough to do it. They just don't do it because of injury risk, pump feeling, all that stuff. But I do believe you should add in some heavier training. You don't need to do a 3 rep max, but maybe a heavy set of 8 or something. You don't need to be doing 20 plus reps every single set. It's not necessary. You're just going to fatigue yourself most of the time unless you're Andre Smythe.
Just take a look at how 8-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney trained his arms.
But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you think Lee Haney couldn't curl a 30 kilo dumbbell? Of course he could.
Exhaust method. First, he did 1 to 2 isolation exercises to fatigue the muscle, and only then moved on to the compound exercise, so he didn't have to lift huge weights.
Alright, set 8 already on the fourth exercise. Probably gonna be all the way up to like 10 sets or something. Like nothing else matters. Alright, so we're adding up the rest pauses to get to 20 reps. This is what we were talking about before. You guys can clearly see that he twists at the top. That is a pronation arm wrestling exercise. If you don't know what that is working the pronation muscle. The muscle that makes your hand go like this to this is definitely used in arm wrestling to, I'm not exactly sure why they do it, but some kind of arm wrestling strength thing. Oh my god, it's getting heavy. This definitely shows that there's not only one way to get big. You can get big by so many different ways. Dorian got big by low volume. This guy got big by extra large volume. And then there's people like in intermediate, like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, that did maybe just in between. But you can definitely get big no matter what if you actually put the effort in, for sure. But telling you guys, most of the guys watching this, you won't be able to recover from this like him. He's 150 kilos. He eats like 10,000 calories a day. He uses a lot of anabolics. Everything is going to add up. Alright, we got a muscular. Looks crazy. But the gym does not look really good. Alright, let's head on to
reps. That's 300 reps in total. Now we're moving on to an unusual exercise called dragon curls. This is an exercise often used by Charles Glass with his clients. Flex Lewis also did it.
This exercise I tried once. In my opinion, is absolute bullshit. Like, you do not feel your bicep. Like, you might feel your bicep, of course, you're going to do a 50 rep set, but you barely feel any stimulus in your arm. The only thing you're doing is basically doing an upright row. Like, it's really not a good exercise. If you're going to do something like this, just do a cable curl. Like, cable curl, barbell curl, anything. Just not do it in the Smith machine. It's not good enough.
Dexter Jackson. Its specialty is that you need to pull your elbows back and lift the barbell along your torso.
If you want to keep your elbows back, just do a Bayesian curl. Take the cable, put it behind you, and pull from there. That is it. That's the perfect exercise.
So
No need to do
here
this.
you can either twist your wrist or even relax it. For example, I can't twist my wrist because of the large size of my arm, so I'll have to keep it relaxed. Here, the stretch phase of the biceps isn't important. On the contrary, we focus on the contraction. We'll also do 20 reps.
But I mean, for him, basically anything works. Like, you guys can clearly see here, like, of course his bicep is working, but it's not the main mover here. His traps are going to be equally as involved. Instead, just do a cable curl or a behind curl, anything. Like, from what you see, from the movement he does forward and back, his arm really doesn't move much different from what it is there. Basically the only thing is happening is the body moving back and forth. What is that, man? How can a human being do this size? Seeing this guy in person is probably like even more impressive than seeing this all over social media, because looking at this, you're like, what is that? But I think if you see this guy in person, you might not have words. He should definitely get a bigger shirt. I mean, it's probably like a 5XL already.
Let me remind you once again, start with body weight exercises. Once you learn to control your body, move on to compound exercises and build your strength with them. Once you increase your strength in compound exercises, start adding arm exercises such as hammer curls, barbell curls, and Scott bench curls. And
I mean, quite a decent point. Like, you should definitely, when you start off, focus more on the basic movement. You do not need to focus that much on just doing curls, just doing lateral raises. You need to get strong in the basics. Do your deadlifts, do your squats, do your bench presses, do your shoulder presses. Anything to get you strong in the basics. In the beginning, you should be good at that first, and then slowly add in the rest. You need to put focus on that
After
first.
Larry Scott invented his famous Scott bench, he increased his arm size by 2 to 2.5 inches. According to him, before inventing the Scott bench, his biceps were 18 inches, and thanks to this bench, he increased them to 20 inches. Again, you need to understand that it didn't happen quickly. He spent years achieving this. When I was just 18, our gym didn't have a wide range of equipment. I would take the only dumbbell they had, which weighed between 40 and 50 pounds, and do bicep curls, first with one hand, then the other, non-stop for 1.5 hours. I really enjoyed using the latter principle.
Crazy.
That is, I would start with 5 reps per arm, then increase each set by 1 rep until I reached 20 reps. Then I would go back down to 5 reps and back up again. I kept doing this until 1.5 hours had passed. And
5 hours of just pure bicep curls. What is this guy made of? Steel.
Time I was 18, my arm had grown to 21 inches on the pump with my weight already over
That is
220
18
pounds.
years old and
Guys,
having a
don't judge
bicep like that.
me too harshly. After
Show.
the previous volume
Effort is
for
king.
arms, you can't really lift heavy weight, but at least being able to curl 220 pounds for reps would be awesome.
You know the answer, pick up your cross and do another lap, son. I will work through you. When the enemy flies, your tears they fall, breaking the ground that breaks your fortress walls. I see them coming for you, they're coming, gunning.
Alright, 5th set already. So basically we're like 15 sets in. Not finishing biceps already. No. I just wonder, does this guy do this multiple times a week, or is it just a one time a week thing? If you know, let me know in the comments. But from the volume, I would assume one time. But being the crazy person that he is, he probably does this 3 times a week. So.
I'm not afraid of what they can do to my body, 'cause it's my heart that lives on without shame. To face the pain, scream your name. When the enemy flies, and tears they fall, breaking the ground that breaks your fortress walls.
Alright, we're already up at basically 200 pounds. After all of that, that is crazy. I'm not sure if he's doing the same reps though. Probably. $220. 100 kilos, guys. Just to get this, when I tried this exercise, I did 220 pounds, but as a second set. This guy's doing it as set 8. This is crazy. After doing all those amounts of reps. Reps too.
So guys, I finished with 220 pounds for 15 reps and then pushed out 5 more, making a total of 20. Here I did a total
Alright, so
of
did a rest pause on that
reps, bringing the overall total for biceps to 460 reps. I think we need to reach 500 reps, so we'll do one more exercise. At home, I usually do just one exercise for the entire workout. Sometimes I might add a second one, but rarely.
Alright, let's see.
Considering the fact that you'll also be training chest and back hard, once a week is more than enough, even if your arms are lagging behind. Guys?
Alright, so that probably confirms that he does it once a week. I mean, with the amount of volume, it's definitely enough. I mean, keeping in mind, this guy for chest does a lot of dips. For back, does a lot of pull-ups. So he's getting a lot of like engagement in his arms from those as well. So the weekly volume in his arms is through the roof, like a
lot. With the third exercise, we'll finish off the biceps using the bar with a hammer grip. This is about 132 pounds, and we'll try to do 20 to 30 reps.
Alright, so we're not done yet. We got hammer curls. Mental. Imagine having forearms that fast. Must be difficult in normal life, but definitely worth it. How many sets are we doing here? I thought it was just gonna get up to 600 or whatever. I mean 500. What a freak.
Coca-Cola.
See, having another Coke.
Finally, we're done with the biceps, a total of 27 sets. Now we're moving on to the triceps.
Keep that in mind. 27 sets for biceps. That's like some of you guys' weekly volume of everything combined.
When I first
This guy
started
just for
my
biceps.
journey, I really loved
I don't want to imagine chest or back. Oof.
doing French tricep presses, and my triceps always hurt afterward. These push-ups are loved by Arnold as well as by Lee Priest in the pump room before going on stage. These push-ups are suitable for those who don't have special equipment. I often did them at home using the back of my bed, but in the gym, there are many more exercises that work excellently. Overhead dumbbell extensions, French presses, close grip bench presses, and much more.
Alright. Cable pushdown seems to be a staple in his armory. Here he's probably going absolutely crazy with the reps.
I always work my triceps with high intensity, in the range of 20 to 30 reps. We'll also do push-ups after that. We have exactly 40 minutes left, and we need to, without getting distracted and with minimal rest, do as many
I mean,
reps
I don't know
as
if he's
possible.
doing this just because he has to go somewhere, or he puts like, okay, today's time limit is this amount of hours. We got to get as much as possible.
Many people notice that I don't fully extend in triceps exercises, but I do it for a specific reason. My main goal in triceps exercises is to maintain maximum tension during the stretch phase. You know, it's similar to chest training. Why should
I mean, this does have a point. Like, of course, a full range of motion does make sense. But when we're talking about triceps, the most important part is the long head of the tricep, and that is working when you're stretched. So it does make sense what he's talking about not locking out fully. But I do think if you have two different exercises for tricep, one you should maybe focus a bit more on the stretch, and one you should definitely focus a bit more on the other end of the part of the movement. But I mean,
press the weight?
for him,
The peak
fully
tension
works.
on the chest is in the stretch phase. I use
Same thing about the chest. Like if you look at most pro bodybuilders, when they do a press, they do not fully lock out. That's just because basically the only end of the movement of chest press is from here to here. It's basically only triceps. So you don't need to do anything more than this if you just fully want to focus on your chest and keep full tension.
Range of motion from the stretched position of the muscle, where the tension is maximal, and I maintain this intensity throughout the entire set. But with the biceps, it's different. I don't fully stretch it. Instead, I focus on the peak contraction and emphasize that part of the range of motion. The same can be said about pull-ups. I don't need to bring my chin above the bar because my focus is on contracting the back muscles. Friends,
let's see what he
muscles
says.
don't have a brain. They don't understand how you perform the exercise. They grow because of stress. Then why do Johnny Jackson and Branch Warren grow? Because they lift huge weights for high reps and go to failure. Even if you...
A lot of you guys will hear this and say that's bullshit, but I kind of like agree at some point. Like, have you ever seen somebody small lifting crazy heavy weight for crazy high repetitions? Like, mostly doesn't happen. Like, most guys that have lifted with, you could say, quote unquote, bad form, like Branch Warren, Johnny Jackson, all those guys, they're still massive though. And it's not for oh, they're blessed genetically. No, it's because they've put in a lot of work into that and they've put in the intensity most of you guys can't. And clearly, look at Smaev. I haven't seen him do a full repetition once on anything. I mean, probably on dips or something, but basically nothing. And look at him, he's clearly big. So you guys, instead of like throwing hate on the guy for doing half repetitions, just believe things work differently for different people. Like some guy might do full range of motion, might work for him. Some guy do a bit less range of motion, works perfectly for them. It's not a one thing that only works. A lot of things work, and it's not only in bodybuilding. This happens with the rest of life as well.
Take a close look when they train shoulders. Their muscle fibers are exploding from the pump. It's possible to get more
Branch
injuries
Warren's
with
form
this
is crazy
technique,
though.
but that doesn't mean they're training incorrectly.
But a lot of you guys that hate on Branch Warren, if you guys saw him training in the gym, you wouldn't say a single thing. You would just sit there and be amazed by the craziness. All right, now we change to sitting down. We're adding weight on top of the stack now.
It's just much harder to do it with the rope. You won't be able to use as much weight as you could with the handle. It feels like on this channel I'm just retelling what the bodybuilding legends have already said. Phil Heath said,
I mean, a lot of
if your
people need
back
to hear
is
it, so.
you'll never be able to lift as much as with a bent back, and in that case you end up engaging a lot of unnecessary muscles.
You guys should keep that in mind sometime. Instead of trying to move as much weight as possible, you should try and focus on moving less weight but making it harder for yourself. That's one thing you guys definitely won't agree with, but that's how you grow. You need to make things harder for yourself. If you're able to do, let's say 500 kilos on a leg press and you're just throwing the weight, try to do 300 and make it hard for the same amount of reps. You're definitely going to get better stimulus from that. Is this my playlist or something?
After doing 20 reps on the cable, we immediately do a superset of 20 triceps push-ups.
Both.
The main goal of this exercise is to stretch the triceps as much as possible, so the elbow should go straight down. We'll do several rounds of these, usually totaling at least 500 reps for the triceps.
So, seems like he's doing supersets, I believe. Doing the cable tricep extension mixed with the French press. Those French presses are absolutely brutal. I once tried doing 300 reps total of it. It is way harder than some of you guys may believe. It's still 10 sets of 30 reps. 30 reps of that good form is crazy. All right, like you guys see, it's not easy. Even he's struggling here. And of course, the more you weigh, the harder it's gonna be.
Can't abuse
All right, let's see the measurement after the whole training. Let's see how much. What does it say? 65. 65 centimeters. Madness. 65 is crazy. Absolutely insane, this guy. Like, imagine seeing this on the Mr. Olympia.
Unfortunately, guys, we're short on time, and in 2 hours I have to go to work for the night shift.
That's one thing. This guy, still with all the influence stuff, works night shifts at a factory. He's getting these trainings done. He's saying he has 2 hours left to go. And then some of you guys complain that you don't have time to go train. Look at this man. He's probably doing night shifts, day shifts, training shifts, everything.
I think we definitely did 300 to
Not an
400
excuse.
reps for the triceps, which is 20 supersets. And as usual, the total volume of our workout ended up being over 1,000 reps. Not
So a total
What
of
else I want to
1,000
say is
reps.
that my arm has never been this big, even on a pump. So for an ordinary guy from a small town who mostly trains at home, without a coach, alongside his classmates from school, I think this is not bad. I'm glad I got close to this mark, but I'd still like to get my arm to 27.5 inches on it.
You guys think this guy will be the first one to reach 70 centimeter goodly lean arms? I definitely believe he can make it. It's only 5 centimeters away. This guy, if he trains like this, maybe ups his calories to 20,000 a day, I do think he's reaching it. Definitely.
I'd be happy. Thank you all for watching.
All right, seems like that is the end of the video. I mean, summary, absolute craziness of training. Just the usual day for Smaev, I guess. I think he probably does this morning, evening, everything. I mean, would be so fun to just see this guy end up competing, getting lean, getting shredded, and destroying some of those open guys. It would be so fun to see because he definitely has the potential. So let's end that there. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you guys like the videos. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.